Hi everybody, my name is Shauna. I'm a senior course instructor with TRX, and today we're going to talk about something that just about everybody unfortunately has had to deal with, and that is exercising while ill. Now, do you or don't you? Doctors usually recommend that if your symptoms are above your neck, such as a sore throat, maybe a bit of a headache, you're probably clear to exercise. But if your symptoms are below the neck, like diarrhea or a fever or a really hacking cough, that's your excuse to take the day and rest. If you're not sure, of course, you always want to ask your doctor. Now, if you do exercise while you're sick, or if you're at risk for getting sick, you want to modify the intensity of that workout. And that is where the beauty of the TRX comes in, where every single exercise is easily modifiable. So a lot of times we talk about how you can make something really hard and really challenging. Today we're going to talk about how to take it a step back so that you can get through that workout while you're not feeling well. We're going to go through every single foundational movement, do an exercise. I would recommend about 45 seconds each exercise with as much of a rest as you need to make sure you're feeling okay. The first one is the TRX squat. You want to shorten the TRX to mid-length. You're going to stand facing the anchor point. Now normally when I do the TRX squat, I like to add a jump or do it on a single leg. But when you're not feeling well, we need to regress that exercise. So for this TRX squat, you're just going to stand facing the anchor point, a little bit of slack in that TRX, and assist yourself down and up through the movement using as much upper body assistance as you need. Now we're going to move from the squat to the push. And for our push exercise today, we're going to use the TRX Chest Press. You'll first want to fully lengthen your suspension trainer and stand facing away from the anchor point. Now an ideal chest press for me is getting down nice and low, seeing how much of a challenge you can create. But remember, today we're modifying those exercises because you might not be feeling very well. So to regress that chest press, you just walk your feet forward so your angle is a bit more shallow. To further regress it, you can even widen that base of support or even take an offset foot stance so that you have a little more assistance through that chest press. You're still getting a good workout, your core is still kicking in, and it'll still be a fantastic exercise. Now we're going to move from our push to our pull and regress the TRX Single-arm Row. So first of all, you want to fully shorten that TRX and then get those handles into single handle mode. Now with the single-arm row, once again, normally I would get nice and deep underneath there, but we're regressing this exercise. So just like in your chest press, you're going to make it a more shallow angle and not be so far steep underneath. From there, you'll start with your hand by your chest, slowly lower everything down, resisting that rotation, lead with that scapular retraction, and pull your body up in one straight line. Obviously, you'll do both arms for this exercise, and again, to make it easier, you move your feet further back. Now we're moving from our pull to our lunge, and we'll use the TRX Assisted Lateral lunges for this exercise. We'll want to lengthen the TRX down to mid-length. Standing facing anchor point, you're going to start with a little bit of slack in the TRX. Now normally while I do this exercise, I step from side to side with lots of power and minimal use of the TRX, but we're regressing this exercise. So I'll have you start with a fairly wide stance and have lots of assistance with the TRX, but be careful not to lose that perfect posture while you go through that range of motion, and slowly drop your hips over either heel using that TRX to help you through that motion. Now we're going to do a little bit of shoulder and posture work with your TRX I and T shoulder flies. You'll want to start by lengthening your suspension trainer all the way out, stand facing the anchor point, and you'll want to start at your end range of motion. To regress this exercise, you actually walk those feet back a little bit to make it a more shallow angle. You can also have a wider offset foot stance for more support throughout the range of motion. Keeping your body in that nice tight plank position, arms straight, tension on the suspension trainer, lower your body down nice and controlled, bring it up into one straight line, and then we bring it down again, open it up to a T. If you need to make it even more easier, you move back a little bit more, do the same thing again. Now we're going to go from that shoulder work to a little bit of rotational core strength with the TRX Torso Rotation. We'll have you shorten the TRX to mid-length, stand facing the anchor point, we'll put it back into single handle mode. Keeping that body once again in your nice plank position, you'll lean against the suspension trainer. Now once again, to regress, you want to make that a more of a shallow angle. So you'll walk your feet a little bit further back than normal. Also, with the torso rotation, I normally do it James Bond style with the arms straight out to the side. But for a little less torque, and to regress the exercise a bit, you can actually lift your arms up above your head. And that will decrease the intensity of the TRX Torso Rotation. Now we're going to move into a little bit of planking with the TRX Hamstring Curl. For this exercise, you want to lengthen the suspension trainer, so it's about mid-calf length, or if you're already on the ground, so that the foot cradles are dangling just above your toes. You'll get your heels in the suspension trainer, ground facing. Now normally while I do this exercise, I actually scoot behind the anchor point to increase the challenge and lift my hips as high as I can in the air. But we are regressing this exercise. So using the pendulum principle, we're going to slide your entire body in front of the anchor point. So now gravity will actually assist us with this exercise and help me pull my knees into my chest. For another form of regression, you can actually set your hips down on the ground and just put pressure in those foot cradles, pulling the knees in. You'll still feel the hamstrings contract, but at a different level. Finally, we're going to do some TRX assisted knee raises. You'll want to lay underneath the anchor point. We'll keep our TRX at mid-calf length. Hands are straight out by your sides, and you're simply going to pick up one heel at a time while applying pressure into those foot cradles to close that chain. Okay, and normally I do these with my legs straight out to add that challenge, but with the regression, you'll just keep your knees bent to reduce that torque by continuously pushing down on the foot cradles. So today we learned how to take those vigorous TRX workouts and move them into more of a moderate intensity while you're dealing with the common cold or while you're at risk for that common cold. And don't forget, just with any workout, you want to start with a moderate level warm-up and of course some stretching and flexibility work at the end. Hope you enjoyed this and feel better soon.